I've just been asked to say a couple of words about the ritual that we'll engage in the Sangha here to end the day's proceedings and the weekend's event. And it's a ritual in the way that we have many rituals in the practice of the Buddhist tradition, the Thai forest tradition in particular. It's the idea is to ask forgiveness of our teacher or those we've been staying with. It can be our mother, our father, parents, our teachers, those who've been looking after us in some way. And so when engaging with those with whom we're in relationship, we often, in our practice in the Buddhist tradition, engage in rituals, ceremonies that help to make our relationships conscious, our relationship to others, our relationship to our own mind, our own life. And so in asking forgiveness, it's a way of cleaning the slate of just, even if we don't think we've necessarily done anything to cause offense, we express physically with gestures, through bowing, and usually there's a little offering involved of flowers, incense, candles, so it's a symbolic offering. So by body and by speech, in the traditional chant that we'll do, a Pali chant, which expresses our wish to ask for forgiveness for any offense that we've caused by body, by speech, by mind, whether intentionally or unintentionally. And by mind, which is perhaps the most important, because as we all know, we can engage in physical actions and we can say the words, but if our heart's not in it, if we don't have the intention behind the words, then the power of what we're engaging in is not there. And so the main thing is to place the heart in the right place and acknowledge our relationship with those who've been in some way responsible for us. So often when monks stay in a monastery or visit in the Thai monasteries in Thailand and in our tradition elsewhere, and indeed at the time of the Buddha, they would ask forgiveness in this way when leaving. And often at the beginning of the rainy season retreat, the Vasa, the monks in a particular area, the abbot of the monastery will take some of the monks from the monastery, maybe all of them, and pay respect to the various elders in that area. And so there may not have been anything that has happened to cause offense, but in addition to simply expressing our good intentions, it's also perhaps a way of acknowledging our relationship, of saying that, we are in relationship to you. So at this time, I believe we the Sangha, will pay respects and ask forgiveness of Luang Por Chah. And so, of course, Luang Por Chah is not with us anymore. And so I believe we're going to be paying respects and asking forgiveness of the picture behind us. And so then it brings the question, of course, well, who is Luang Por Chah? What is Ajahn Chah? And we've had a weekend now of contemplating this and reflecting on the teachings that Ajahn Chah, Luang Por Chah, has left us. And it's been notable to me that many of us, we have, like myself, I never had the good fortune to actually meet him in person. And yet, somehow, he's profoundly affected my own life. And perhaps there are many of you for whom, to one extent or another, that's also true. And so, in this sense, Luang Por Chah is something, as well as the historical person, something internalized. For me, I know that Luang Por Chah, there's a symbolic presence in myself where he's always watching over me. He symbolizes my dedication, my commitment, the wisdom of practice, and how important that is, like all of the talks we've been hearing, particularly this last wonderful talk by Luang Por Chandi. Luang Por Chah really cared about our practice. And so in me, Luang Por Chah is that which cares about what is truly important in life. And this ceremony itself, we can do it with monks, with our teachers. We can do it with family members, children to parents. It can be brought into the rest of our life. Whether or not we use a ritual ceremony like the one we're about to engage in, it's the intention that really counts. And so many of us may have experienced the power of simply asking forgiveness of those whom we love, whom we care about, because often the events of life, we can forget the important things. So this is a way at the end of the ceremony for us to ritually and traditionally remember the important things by asking forgiveness, expressing gratitude to our teacher, Luang Por Chah.
Now let us chant the verses of sharing and aspiration. Through the goodness that arises from my practice, may my spiritual teachers and guides of great virtue, my mother, my father, and my relatives, the sun and the moon, and all virtuous leaders of the world, may the highest gods and evil forces, celestial beings, guardian spirits of the earth, and the Lord of death, may those who are friendly, indifferent, or hostile, may all beings receive the blessings of my life. May they soon attain the threefold bliss and realize the deathless. Through the goodness that arises from my practice, and through this act of sharing, may all desires and attachments quickly cease, and all harmful states of mind, until I realize Nibbana in every kind of birth. May I have an upright mind, with mindfulness and wisdom, austerity and vigor. May the forces of delusion not take hold, nor weaken my resolve. The Buddha is my excellent refuge. Unsurpassed is the protection of the Dhamma. The solitary Buddha is my noble Lord. The Sangha is my supreme support. Through the supreme power of all these, may darkness and delusion be dispelled.